Hey everybody, welcome to this exciting edition that I'm calling the 5 Switch collections I'd like to see. I really need to work on the title. But yeah, these are 5 collections I would like to see that aren't available yet on the Nintendo Switch, which I am a fan of. So the first one on my list is the Darkstalkers collection. Now you are probably wondering, one, don't we have that Capcom fighting collection coming out in June 2022? Yes, you're correct. However, me being a huge Darkstalkers fan, that is my favorite fighting game franchise, I kind of really wanted a collection of it. I didn't need Darkstalkers inside of another collection. I do appreciate that we're getting all 5 games, that's great, but again, as a fan of that franchise, I kind of wanted the whole deal with it saying Darkstalkers collection and a nice box art and the cart looking all fancy. I wanted that. Now, in a hypothetical situation, let's say 2024, we get the 30th anniversary of the first release of Darkstalkers: The Night Warriors. I think it'd be really cool to have a collection celebrating that. And for that, obviously you would have all 5 games inside. That'd be great. Darkstalkers Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, Vampire Savior World of Darkness, Vampire Hunter 2 Darkstalkers Revenge, and Vampire Savior 2 The Lord of Vampire. Those are the 5 games. However, if I were to map this game out as a true Darkstalkers collection, I would include those 5. However, some alterations. Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge, I would replace it with the Resurrection version, which was the HD remake that came out on PS3 and Xbox 360 back in 2013. That had HD visuals, the online multiplayer, but I'm mainly focusing on the HD visuals. So I would include the Resurrection version of that game as well as Vampire Savior World of Darkness. And for good measure, if we want to throw in a collectible to make it extra sweet and awesome, or an unlockable I should say, include the Chaos Tower, the PSP port of Darkstalkers. That would be really sweet and really would round out the collection. Capcom has a habit of re-releasing the same thing over and over and telling people, hey, if you want a new thing, buy this instead. So hopefully people do buy the Capcom Fighting Collection. There's incentive there for them to look back at Darkstalkers on the 30th anniversary and say, why don't we double, triple, or quadruple dip again and release a Darkstalkers collection by itself with really kick-ass artwork, maybe a nice steelbook or a figure or soundtracks or whatever, looking really cool on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and of course Nintendo Switch. Will it happen? Probably not, but I do keep my fingers crossed that it will one day. Number 2, Metal Slug collection. Now this is pretty interesting because most of the Metal Slug games are available on the eShop. However, we don't have a physical collection. I prefer physical over digital any day, every day. So my dream is to have all of Metal Slug in one cart. We were so close. You might remember in 2020 when they announced that they were porting the Metal Slug Anthology to modern consoles, but they only did it for the PlayStation 4. And they used the PS2 game, which had severe input lag, and it really wasn't the best version of a Metal Slug collection. You can remedy that by using the digital editions that are on the eShop, which I think are vastly superior and play really freaking great. So imagine a Switch collection, Metal Slug Anthology version or whatever, including Metal Slug X 1 through 6, Metal Slug 7, or Double X, you know, the remake that came out on PS4, and as an added bonus, you add Metal Slug First Mission and Second Mission, and even cooler than that, you add Metal Slug Advance that was released for the GBA. I think that would make for a really nice package that a lot of Metal Slug fans would immediately grab and enjoy. Number 3 on my list, Disney Classic Games Collection Volume 2. We had a Volume 1, which was released originally with Aladdin and The Lion King, and then they remixed it and did another version and added The Jungle Book, which is great. However, let's not stop there. How about a volume 2 with more classic Disney games? Now, this is a rabbit hole unto itself. I could literally spend another video talking about just Disney game compilations. Like, for example, the Mickey Mouse games. You could have multiple games just out of the Mickey Mouse license. But let's focus instead on the movie games, because that was what was special about the first classic games collection, because you had video games based off 3 movies. Now, for the sake of being greedy, you know that these companies, of course, are not gonna put a huge collection because of licensing and rights and all that stuff. You're probably gonna see another 3-pack. Let's play by their rules and give Collection Volume 2 3 new games for people to check out. Now, the list is pretty long for Disney games, but I went with a similar theme from the first one, mid-90s, early odds, that time frame, and I picked out what I think would be a really neat collection. First game on the list here, Pocahontas, which was released back in 1996 for the Sega Genesis as well as the Game Boy. I think it would be really fun to have that platform game on the collection. The second game I would include is, of course, based on one of my favorite Disney movies, Disney's Hercules. This one was released back in 1997 for the Sony PlayStation, PC, and the Game Boy. I think that would be really cool to shake things up and not rely, like the first one, on the 16-bit era, and maybe spice it up a little bit with a more quote-unquote graphically intense Disney game. And last but not least, the third choice on my version of a Volume 2 collection is Disney's Tarzan, which was released in 1999 for Windows, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and Game Boy Color. Now, the Hercules and Tarzan games were done by Eurocom, but the Pocahontas game was done by Funcom, which might present an issue, maybe not, I don't know. But this is just a wish list of things I would like to see, and I think this little 3-pack would be really awesome, especially to have variety here with Genesis game, PlayStation game, and of course, and even a Nintendo 64 game. I think that would look really cool and give more value to a small collection like this. Number 4 on this list, I'm going with a Dragon Quest collection, either a remake of that first one, the 1, 2, and 3, or you give us a Dragon Quest Collection 2. And what do I mean by this? Well, you can do the first option, which is redoing that 1, 2, and 3 collection, which it's not the best representation of Dragon Quest. It used the mobile versions, and I know a lot of you, like myself, would have preferred to have that set be based off the console versions instead. So I think, since they are already working on the HD 2D art style for Dragon Quest III, why not remake all 3 games in that style and repackage the collection in that format? I think it would be really cool. But if that's too expensive, the next logical thing would be a Dragon Quest II, which would essentially be the Zenithian trilogy, Dragon Quest IV, 5, and 6. If you tried to collect those for the Nintendo DS and 3DS, good luck with that, because those are super expensive, and I want to see them back at a modest price, and I think a collection of those 3 games would do really frickin' well in terms of sales. And finally, my last pick for this wishlist video is a Sonic mobile collection. I think this will happen eventually, but you never know. But just in case, I wanted to include this on the video here, and if it ever happens, I can say, hey, I called it. I wanted a Sonic mobile collection, and I willed it into existence somehow. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to map. Sonic has a billion different games, so it was really fun to pick out which ones I would add to a Sonic mobile collection. Essentially, what we really want is Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3. Maybe. I know, the technicality of porting over Nintendo DS games, what do you do with the dual screens and all that stuff, but hey, it's a wish list. We can step aside from that for a minute and just imagine the perfect collections, right? So aside from Advance 1, 2, and 3, I would also include Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. And if you collect Sonic games, they like to do unlockables, especially the older editions like Sonic Mega Collection or the Gems Collection, etc. You play enough of the game and you unlock other bonus games. So what I would do, I would add the Sonic Pocket Adventure, which was released for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. I would also throw in the Pinball Party game and maybe the Sonic Battle game as well. And hey, just for the hell of it, Knuckles Chaotix, because we've never had that outside of the 32X. You would have thought they'd have ported that over ages ago, but no, it still stuck behind old technology, so I think it would be pretty fun as a small little Easter egg to throw it in a modern collection to have that Knuckles solo adventure. So there you go, 5 Switch collections I would love to see on the Nintendo Switch. Darkstalkers collection, Metal Slug collection, Disney Classic Games Volume 2, Dragon Quest collection, either a remake or a second one, and of course a Sonic Mobile collection. What about you guys? Do you agree with these 5 hypothetical collections? If not, let me know what you would like to see or how you would map these 5 differently. Very interested in checking that out in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe and follow your boy here on this gaming adventure. Thank you everybody, God bless, stay safe out there, catch you on the next one.